The most recent UFC fight night just wrapped up, and Colby Covington is a fraud. He is a fraud. He is a fraud. He has always been a fraud, and I'm here to tell you exactly why and how and what needs to happen next. But before we get into the video, make sure you like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. I'm self-madeZay. Let's get right into it. Colby Covington has been talking smack longer than you've been alive. Colby Covington has been acting like he is the somehow undisputed champ of the welterweight division. Literally, before you had a Game Boy, before you understood how to actually ride your bike, before you knew how to eat food, before your mom met your dad. This is what Colby Covington has been doing. And why has he been doing it? Because his goofy goobers allowed him to.
Bro, what did you just say?
I just said bust what on my face?
Nah, bro, that's still gay.
No,
You're gay. He's gay.
I'm not gay.
He's gay.
I'm happy to tell you right now, it's not happening anymore. Joaquin Buckley happened. Joaquin Buckley has literally ended the chatterbox that is Colby Covington. This man walked into this octagon with 10 excuses and left with none. Now, does that mean that he's going to actually give all of his fans no excuses? No, it does not mean that at all. I'm absolutely positive the excuses are coming in. That I could. Where they at? I'm sure they're on the way. But let's talk about Colby Covington and exactly what it is that makes him a fraud right now. Okay, well, let's talk about, first of all, the fact that this man's only wins are all against old people. He literally just beats senior citizens.
I love the young people.
I'm not saying that any of these guys that he beat were never good at any point in time. I'm saying that the guys he beat were only good at a time when the UFC didn't have as good competition. I know you wanna do something to me right now. You're angry. You got words to say. Say them in the comments. This man literally beat Woodley in his 30s, Robbie Lawler in his 30s, Rafael Dos Anjos in his 30s. I think I looked it up, and the median age for what he was actually competing against, all these guys literally well above 30. These guys were literally in the sport of MMA. They were old men.
I'm gonna fight your fucking ass. You know what's the real fight? What's the real money fight is me, not these clowns that you already punked at the press conference.
And not only that, the guys that he actually beat, if we're talking about skill for skill, they were never actually that like that. They were good, but they were never the craziest competition in the world, especially when you compare them to what is happening with the sport today. If we're being all the way honest with ourselves, okay? The reason Colby Covington never touched the actual championship is because this man was never that good. He wasn't. He was never actually that good at all. Think about it. Think about the level of competition that's in the UFC right now. You got dudes out there like Ian Gary, Shavkat Rakhmonov. You got Bilal Muhammad, the actual champ right now. Who else is in that division? Kamaru Usman. Now, granted, he's somebody that existed, back during that time. But let's talk about this. Beat him both times, right? Kamaru Usman beats Colby Covington pretty easily at that, both times. And who else did he also technically dethrone before that to even become champ? Woodley. You know why he was able to dethrone Woodley? Usman was the first time that Woodley fought somebody who was technically closer to the skill level of where we are today. The skill level has literally changed. It is a night and day difference. This is the reason why, if we're being all the way honest with you, there's going to be a number of fighters who in the future, every one of us is going to be like, wow, I really appreciate that for what they did. But to be honest with you, they were never actually that crazy. They were never actually that good. And you're not wrong for saying that. Colby Covington needs to fight Ian Gary, and it's not up for debate. Do you hear me, Dana? Do you hear me, Dana White? Listen. It's not up for debate. He has to fight Ian Gary, and the reason he has to fight Ian Gary, and you know what? He should have to fight Ian Gary, and Gary absolutely needs to be the A side in this fight. Zay proved himself when he stepped inside of that octagon against a dude like Shavkat Rakhmonov and did not get exposed. He did not. Absolutely. If anything, he literally proved himself. He almost submitted Shavkat. Something that Colby Covington absolutely would never have done. Colby Covington has been making up excuses this entire time. He even made up excuses after the fight was booked between Shavkat and Ian Gary. The welterweight division, it's never looked better. Oh my goodness. We got so many good fights coming 2025, you guys. So many good fights coming 2025. Listen, I'm self-madeZay. I make content about sports. I make content about sometimes music, video games, whatever else it is. If you like all of those things or any of those things, make sure you like the video, subscribe, hit that notification bell because it really helps out the channel. We're trying to grow. And I will see y'all in the next one. Peace.